dawning. Everybody sway with me. Drop your work and play with me. I don't want to hear any opera grand. Ragtime music, that's what I understand. I want everybody in the world to rag with me. Clever, but he never played like this. This just thrills me and it fills me full of bliss. There it goes again, that sweet refrain. Every note reminds me of an angel's strain. Come on and dance, 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 then dance some more. We'll wear out this old pine floor completely. Everybody drag with me. Everybody drag with me. I've learned those dips and skips and dreamy hesitations. I could dance till day is dawning, then I want to dance all morning. Everybody sway with me. Drop your work and play with me. I don't want to hear any opera grand. Ragtime music, that's what I understand. I want everybody in the world to brag with me.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to the October edition of Peacherine's Online Music Festival. My name is Andrew Green. I'm the founder and director of the Peacherine Ragtime Orchestra, and I'll be your host this evening for tonight's program. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. We hope you enjoy the next 2 hours of fantastic early American popular music performed by some of the best artists in the country. And of course, we hope that you're tuning in either on Facebook or YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, also on Instagram. We also have an email list. You can just go to our mailing list right on our Facebook page and sign up right there. Or, of course, go to our website, peacherineragtime.com. You'll be able to join the email list there as well. And, of course, if you're on YouTube, we hope you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a whole bunch of great content up there, as well as some new things that'll be popping up soon, so make sure to check that out. We open up today's program with a piece that Peacherine recorded last year when we recorded our latest CD, Jazzin' the Blues Away. And the piece is called Everybody Rag With Me. It's from 1914, and it features the talents of our great vocalist, Mr. Bill Edwards, and of course, guest pianist Adam Swanson. So, really fun recording to get that started for you. Over the next 2 hours, you're going to hear from some of the greatest artists today performing early American popular music, some who have been composing and writing them for many years, some of them who are relatively new faces on the scene. So, we hope you enjoy all of this great stuff. This stream is also raising funds for all of the participating artists. Of course, the world around us is slowly reopening because of the COVID-19 crisis. However, musicians, of course, are the last ones to go back to work because the performance halls and different places, we need to be socially distanced in all of them. So, of course, your support during this time is greatly appreciated. On the screen down in the corner, you'll see our links for our Venmo, Fractured Atlas, and our PayPal. If you'd like to make a donation, we greatly appreciate the support. Please also make sure to check out all of the artists' Facebook page, their YouTube channels, subscribe to them, buy a CD or two. It's really helpful during these important times. So thank you so much for that. Of course, if you don't want to donate digitally, you can also do that via check. Information on how to do that will be on the screen here. You can take a check to PRSO, literally the name PRSO, put in the memo line October Stream, and then send it to our mailing address, which is 622 Bellerive Court, Arnold, Maryland 21012. Once the check is received in cash, we'll be sharing that fund with the participating musicians on tonight's stream. So thank you so much for supporting live music and virtual music during these unprecedented times. Make sure to also share this stream with your friends. The way that this music grows is by putting it on Facebook, sharing it with a friend via email, letting them know, shoot them a quick text to say, hey, there's this great online music thing happening right now. You should check it out. So we appreciate you sharing the word about it and getting the name of both Peacherine and, of course, all of the other artists who are participating out there for others to also enjoy. Starting us off tonight is a person who's relatively new on the ragtime scene, has only been around for the past couple of years. He's a star at the Central Pennsylvania Ragtime Festival in Rock Hill Furnace, PA, home of the East Broad Top Railroad, which, as you might notice, I'm not using my usual getup right now. I'm actually a little more comfortable. I'll tell you why in a little bit as we go on here, but the next performer has been featured there many a time. He also is found at the Fulton Theater in Lancaster, where he's one of the various stage managers and people who help keep the shows running there. And he's a fantastic artist, specializing in music of the 20s, 30s, and of course ragtime music as well. So please welcome to the program, Domingo Mancuello.
Madeline, I know she loves me too, 'cause every night the moon is bright, she rides in my canoe. At evening on the river, we hear her father call, but she don't care and I don't care if we get back at all, 'cause when I'm paddling Madeline home, gee, when I'm paddling Madeline home, first I drift with the tide, then I pull for the shore. I hug her and kiss her and paddle some more, then I keep paddling Madeline home until I find a spot where we're alone. Oh, she never says no, so I kiss her and go. Paddling Madeline, sweet, sweet Madeline, paddling Madeline home. When I'm paddling Madeline home, gee, when I'm paddling Madeline home, first we kiss for a while, and then when we are through, I paddle for 1 mile, then drift back for 2, then I keep paddling Madeline home until I find a spot where we're alone. Oh, if she'd only say, throw your paddles away, paddling Madeline, sweet, sweet Madeline, paddling Madeline. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It is so wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for Andrew Green for inviting me to play for you tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm especially looking forward to playing this beautiful Knabe piano from 1925. It's owned by Mr. Michael Clements, a good friend of mine in Lancaster, and he was kind enough to let me record on it. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Andrew. And the reason why I chose that song to open with was because it's one of my favorite tunes, written from 1925, which happens to be the same year that this piano was built. Paddlin' Madeline Home was written by a fellow named Harry Woods. He didn't have any fingers on his left hand, but that didn't stop him from being famous for getting into tons of bar fights. Oddly enough, he also wrote the song Try a Little Tenderness, so There's some logic for you. Anyway, 1925 was a great year not only for pianos but for music. One of the most iconic songs of the 1920s was written in 1925. I bet you'll recognize it by me just playing the first couple of notes. 5'2", eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, turned down hose, flapper, yes sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2", covered in fur, diamond rings and all those things, you can bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she woo, could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? That was, of course, one of the famous mainstream songs. Another famous song that's pretty underrated is a piece by a guy named Papa Charlie Jackson, who walked into a recording studio with his banjo in 1925 and recorded one of my favorite tunes from that year. Down in Georgia, there's a dance that's new. There ain't nothing to it, it's easy to do. It's called Shake That Thing. Oh, shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you to shake that thing. Now it ain't no Charleston and it ain't no pigeon wing. All you got to do is to shake that thing. Come on, shake that thing. Oh, shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you to shake that thing. Now the folks in Georgia, they done gone wild all over this new dancing style. It's called Shake That Thing. I'll shake that thing. I'm getting sick and tired of telling you to shake that thing. Shake that thing. You definitely need to look up Papa Charlie Jackson doing that number, because I can't do his original recording nearly the justice that it deserves. Of course, 1925 wasn't an entirely debauched year. It wasn't just about paddling women around in canoes and making out with them and looking for loose girlfriends and shaking that thing, whatever that thing may be. There were some nice, tender love songs, like this one, written by Al Dubin and Billy Rose. In the movie plays of nowadays, a romance always must begin in June. That rhymes with spoon and moon. Tales and magazines have all their scenes of love laid in a garden 'neath the moon. But I don't miss that kind of bliss. What I want is this: a cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you. A cozy corner, a table for two. A chance to whisper and cuddle and coo, with lots of hugging and kissing in view. I don't need music, lobster, or wine. Whenever your eyes look into mine, the things I long for are simple and few. A cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you. need music, lobster, or wine. Whenever your eyes look into mine, the things I long for are simple and few. A cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you. Of course, that wasn't the only song written about coffee in the 1920s. About a year later, somebody said, a cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you. That's a very nice, tame, sweet little song. Somebody ought to write a more suggestive version. And this is that song from 1926, Hot Coffee. Hungry as sin, walked right in, asked for a bill of fare, opened my eyes with surprise at someone waiting there. Said, dear, look here, oh babe, I just want you near. Cuddle your charms in my arms, give me kisses, that's where bliss is. Hot coffee, they talk a turtled oven. Hot coffee, I never knew of such lovin'. Hot coffee, there never was an oven that could ever be one half so hot. Hot coffee, all sugared up and creamy. Hot coffee, ain't nothing else but steamy. I get pettin' quite a lot, but nobody's got pettin' like my sweetie's got. Lead me to it, oh, it's hot coffee, hot. Hungry for love, a burning love, that's what my system craves. Soon as I get one real pet, my appetite behaves. Hold tight, good night, you sure do your stuff all right. Do it some more, then some more, you're the honey for my money. Hot coffee, they talk a turtled oven. Hot coffee, I never knew such lovin'. Hot coffee, there never was an oven that could ever be one half so hot. Hot coffee, all sugared up and creamy. Hot coffee, ain't nothing else but steamy. I get pettin' quite a lot, but nobody's got pettin' like my sweetie's got. Lead me to it, oh, it's hot coffee, oh, it's hot coffee, oh, it's hot coffee, hot. Hot coffee. Now, of course, many of us during quarantine have had to give up our hot coffee because of social distancing rules. And I'm not just talking about the sort of coffee that you drink. I'm talking about the coffee that was in the song. Anyway, that wasn't very subtle, but you know what I mean. And there's one tune that I keep coming back to that really puts all of that into perspective, what a lot of us have been dealing with during the quarantine and during the pandemic. And I actually based this arrangement a little bit in part off of a wonderful piano roll by Lee Sims. And the tune is Me and My Shadow. Well, friends, I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and thank you to Andrew for inviting me to be a part of this, and thank you to Mike Clements for letting me use his piano. And friends, I do want to leave you with one thought. Thank you so much for supporting myself and the musicians in this broadcast, but also, please, during this very difficult time for performing artists around the world, please give to performing arts institutions. They are in dire need of your help, and if you help now, they will help you later. I cannot tell you how fortunate I am to have music in my life. It has gotten me through this very tough time, and I hope that I, in turn, was able to cheer you up a little bit tonight. So that said, I'm going to leave you with one of my mottos. I saw a blind man. He was a kind man, helping a fellow along. One could not see, one could not walk, but they both were singing this song. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain, so stop your sighing. Be happy again, oh keep on smiling, 'cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, Domingo, for that great performance. Please make sure to search for Domingo's music online. He has a weekly series he's been doing, along with a bunch of other great performances on YouTube. So just go and search for Domingo Mancuello on YouTube. You'll be able to find out more about him. Now we're going to turn from Pennsylvania to Southern California for our next performer. He's often been featured at the West Coast Ragtime Festival, the Sutter Creek Ragtime Festival, and other events in California and, of course, parts of the U.S. You'll often find him not only playing this music, but also composing new works, especially in the novelty piano style that was frequently found in the 1920s and 1930s. He's a great friend, and here he is for you to perform. Here is Vincent Johnson.
Hello, it's Vincent Matthew Johnson coming to you from his living room here in Alhambra, California. I'm sitting right now at my trusty 1933 studio upright piano, and I'm ready to play some ragtime for you. But before I get started, I'd like to first thank Andrew Green for putting together tonight's virtual ragtime festival, and especially for including me on the program. It's really a joy and honor to share ragtime music with an audience, and with the way things have gone so far this year, it really hasn't been a possibility. So thank you for tuning in tonight. I prepared some pretty interesting rags for you, starting with a piece by the great St. Louis classic ragtime composer Artie Matthews. This is his Pastime Rag number 4, which was probably written sometime during the 1910s and published 100 years ago this year in 1920. And it's a fine example of what was known back then as crazy chord piano playing, because it includes a lot of very interesting tone clusters and dissonances that we don't typically associate with classic ragtime. Anyhow, hope you enjoy it. Here's kind of an obscure piece by the great Spanish-Filipino band leader Fred Elizalde. Elizalde is not necessarily a very well-known name outside of collectors of British hot jazz music on 78, but he wrote some really wonderful and inventive music. This particular piece he recorded twice, once in 1924 and again in 1927, and he calls it the Siam Blues. think I'll wrap my little setup here with a more traditional classic rag. This one is by the great Joseph F. Lamb. It's his 1916 opus, Patricia Rag.
Thank you, Vincent, for those great performances. As we mentioned before, Vincent's not only a ragtime piano player, but he also composes a number of great pieces in this style. There's a great album out on the Rivermont Records label featuring all of these works by Vincent, played by another friend of the Peacherine Orchestra, Max Keenlyside, called Invincible Syncopations. It also has an accompanying folio, so those of you who like to play the piano at home will be able to learn some of Vince's compositions and be able to learn them at home. So please go to the Rivermont Records website, rivermontrecords.com, and you'll be able to download both the audio tracks as well as get the folio for all of this. You can learn how to play some of Vincent's compositions. For those of you who are just joining us on tonight's program, welcome. We hope you enjoyed this great 2-hour set of American popular music from the turn of the last century, played by some of America's leading artists of the genre. We hope you'll give us a like here on YouTube or Facebook, subscribe to us, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and of course check out our website to find out more information about Peacherine, what we do, that sort of thing. We are also raising funds during this time for all of the participating artists on tonight's stream. As we've mentioned before, the music industry has been hit heavily because of COVID-19, of course canceling most of our gigs for the rest of the year and even into 2021. So your financial support during this time is greatly appreciated. We do have links on screen that way you'll be able to donate, whether it's through Venmo or PayPal. We also have a Fractured Atlas account, which means you can make a tax-deductible donation to the orchestra. We'll make sure to route any funds that are donated through any of those platforms to the participating artists for tonight's stream. And thank you so much for your support with that. If you're not able to make a financial contribution at this time, that is A-OK. We just ask that you share our music with your friends on your social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that. Please share the word about the artists who are on tonight's stream as well as about the orchestra. We greatly appreciate your support in getting this great music out there to a new audience. As I mentioned before, if you're able to make a contribution but would rather do it by check, you can also do that. Please write any checks to PRSO, 622 Bellerive Court, Arnold, Maryland 21012. On the check, just write it to PRSO, and in the memo line, put October stream. We'll make sure that any funds from those, once cashed and cleared, also go to the participating artists. So thank you again for your support with that. Let's continue on with another performer. This one you've seen before on Peacherine streams. He's a great friend of the orchestra, has performed a number of times with us. He's based in the Bay Area in California and focuses not only on ragtime and the music of the 20s and 30s, but is also a leading silent film accompanist, playing piano at the Niles S&A Film Museum and many other locations across the U.S. and around the world. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Frederick Hodges back to our stream.
Greetings, my friends. I am delighted to have this opportunity to play some music for you. For my first piece, I will play an intriguing one-step composed exactly 100 years ago in 1920 by George L. Cobb. The piece has the curious title of Bohunkus. Cobb was famous for the imaginative and colorful titles he gave to his compositions. The first known use of the word bohunkus in print appeared in the Saturday Evening Post in 1918, where it is used to mean silly behavior or nonsense. This is an apt description of the musical work in question, but I suspect that Cobb's usage is a bit more nuanced. In early 20th century America, the word bohunk was an unflattering term for an immigrant from Bohemia, an important region and former kingdom in Central Europe. Today, Bohemia forms the westernmost part of the Czech Republic. In George L. Cobb's day, the most famous Bohemian composer was Antonín Dvořák. Cobb, as you know, was famous for writing clever ragtime parodies of familiar classical pieces. In Bohunkus, Cobb deftly rewrites some of Dvořák's most famous melodies. In the first strain of Bohunkus, for instance, you will hear a musical quote from Dvořák's Slavonic Dance, Opus 46, number 2. In the introduction and trio sections, the obvious reference to stereotypical Indian war dance music of the silent film photoplay repertoire could be a reference to the Indian themes in the third movement of Dvořák's New World Symphony. Most likely, however, Cobb was just making the piece more versatile for photoplay usage. After all, Bohunkus was published in a folio of photoplay music with the stated purpose of providing appropriate musical support for scenes characterized by comedy, western, and comic hurry. In the silent film era, westerns almost always featured an attack by tribal Indian warriors. Comedies always featured chases. Thus, Bohunkus could be used for westerns, comedies, and especially for western comedies. such as the 1918 film Out West, starring Fatty Arbuckle and Buster Keaton. I now give you George L. Cobb's masterpiece of bohemian-inspired musical silliness, Bo Hunkus. In 1920, the great American composer Mel B. Kaufman, the king of the one-step, published a one-step called Stop It. Curiously, this piece was only issued to the public as a song with lyrics and as a dance band orchestration. It was never arranged and published as a piano solo. This is an inexplicable departure from the usual publishing conventions of Kaufman's compositions. Kaufman's music was heavily promoted for the use of photoplay pianists, organists, and of course for photoplay orchestras, which accompanied silent films in the largest movie houses across the world. One-steps are essential for accompanying chase scenes in silent comedies. Without a piano solo version in publication, Stop It would have been largely unavailable to photoplay pianists, unless they were skilled at transcribing the piano solo parts of dance band orchestrations into piano solos, which is no easy feat. My friends, recognizing the historic century of musical injustice and injury done to Mel B. Kaufman's legacy, I have endeavored to right this wrong by creating the world's first piano solo version of Stop It. Photoplay pianists of the world, unite! Our right to play Stop It for comedy chase scenes has finally been granted to us. On September 29th, 1920, the Winter Garden Theater in New York City was the site of the opening night of a new musical revue, George Lemaire's Broadway Brevities of 1920. The show starred Burt Williams and Eddie Cantor and featured songs by numerous up-and-coming composers such as Irving Berlin and Walter Donaldson. Prominent among these young contributors was a 22-year-old George Gershwin, who submitted 4 songs to the production. In the first act of the revue, the Broadway luminaries Edith Haller and Hal Van Rensselaer performed an elaborately costumed number set in a picturesque Spanish village square, featuring a new song by George Gershwin with lyrics by Irving Caesar. The song is appropriately called Spanish Love. At last I'm returning, my heart has been burning. For months I've been yearning for Spanish love in Spain. I know that the place is a lover's oasis where gay Spanish faces will smile at me again. Spanish love, my heart's a ball of fire. Spanish love, volcano of desire. If your cares and worries you would banish, learn to live and love just like the Spanish. Spanish love, for every girl and boy has made a land of joy. It fills you, it thrills you, it chills you, it nearly kills you. Spanish love, there's none I think more of than my own Spanish love. All of the pieces I have performed for you thus far have been from 1920. I will now make a radical, gear-stripping shift from this theme of chronological unity. I beg your indulgence if I now propose to play a piece whose date of composition diverges from 1920 by exactly 62 years. I know that you are astonished by the prospect of my playing a song from 1982. But if you are bracing yourself for the life-changing shock of witnessing me play a piece from 1982, then it falls upon me to inform you of the unhappy news that you are guilty of performing a profound mathematical miscalculation. The piece I'm about to play for you was not written 62 years after 1920, but 62 years before 1920, in the magical year of 1858. This was the year that Jacques Offenbach made musical history with his electrifying operetta, Orphée aux Enfers, or, in English, Orpheus in the Underworld. The end of the second act was enlivened by the introduction of Offenbach's most famous composition, Le Galop Infernal, a bright one-step best known in the English-speaking world as the Can-Can. I now present for your approval the world premiere of my piano transcription of that very piece, the Can-Can.
Man, what some great music that was by Frederick. Just to let you know, Frederick does have a brand new YouTube channel that he's been putting a lot of great performances recorded from home that you should go and check out. Make sure to subscribe to. We'll have the link on the screen right now for you to go and quickly do that. And of course, we recommend you also go to his website, frederickhodges.com. He has a number of great CDs up there, especially some great stuff by Gershwin if you're a big fan of that composer. So please make sure to check out all of the stuff about Frederick. Coming up next is somebody that I've really wanted to have on the stream for a while, and I'm so happy that we were able to make it happen. He's a headliner at most of the major ragtime and early jazz festivals across the United States. His name is Jeff Barnhart. He specializes in ragtime, the swing music, early American jazz, is a fantastic performer and a great friend. And we are really happy to have you on the program, Jeff. So here it is, without further ado, Mr. Jeff Barnhart.
Hey everybody, Jeff Barnhart here, and I'm so pleased Andrew invited me to join in on this wonderful event that he's doing so often now. And what an honor to be amongst so many fantastic musicians and friends. And I'll tell you what, it's just a little hot up here in Mystic, Connecticut, so please do excuse my semi-formal attire, but in the middle of summer here with no air conditioning, in this room right now, it's 85 degrees. So I'm just going to keep it cool, keep it loose, like Andrew suggested, play you a set. Going to start off with a tune from 1900. This is Scott Joplin's Swipesy. He wrote this with Arthur Marshall. If you want to do a cakewalk right there in your own home, just push that furniture aside and start doing it. Here we go. Swipesy. Swipesy, I hope nobody hurt themselves. Now, because this is an informal set, why not? I'm sure it's cocktail time somewhere where you are listening, and I bet most of you aren't driving at the moment. So, here we go, a toast. Raise your glass, raise your glasses if you have them. A lot of us have got those. The toast is, may you all find yourselves in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. Beautiful. All right, a classic rag or cakewalk. And this next one is one that comes to us from a contemporary ragtime composer. There are so many great ones. This guy, I don't think gets enough play. He actually is from Connecticut originally, has lived in California for decades. His name is Galen Wilkes, and this is one of my favorites. Has that tango feel, what Jelly Roll Morton called the Spanish tinge throughout it. So it's called Spanish Moss. Now, if you didn't want to do the cakewalk, please try and do the tango. Ladies, to do the tango correctly, you must have a rose stem between your teeth, with the rose on this side or that side, doesn't matter. But please do remove the thorns before you attempt this, all right? Here we go, Spanish Moss by Galen Wilkes. Hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoyed, and again, I hope nobody hurt themselves. All right, this third piece is one that I wrote, and it might be a world premiere or it might just be an American premiere. I'm not sure. I played it tonight as a duo with a wonderful reed player from England, and I'm not sure which show was airing first. So it might be world premiere, it might just be American premiere, but I hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. It's a piece originally called The Pandemic Palama. It's another dance. But unless you're really into these old dances, what is that? What is a palama? Only historians know or care. So get rid of that first title. I then named it The Pandemic Song. That's a depressing title. Gotta get rid of that. Jettison that title. The third and final title for those of you who enjoy Fats Waller's humor and music and that great hot 30s stride piano. You'll appreciate the reference anyway. It's a different style, but it's called The Virus Drag. Here we go, The Virus Drag. Since coronavirus, nobody can hire us, but that just inspired us to play on this tune. To frustrate COVID-19, use social distance, masks, and hygiene. And troubles you and I've seen will be over soon. country. Boogie blues, the fun becomes infectious too. And if you just get online, you'll soon be feeling so fine. So please don't you decline to sit back with some wine and let me play for you. I feel better. Take this kind of music twice a morning. And call me in the morning, but not too early, not too early. All right, well, Pandemic Rag. Sorry, that was the second title. Vipers. Well, let's do the Vipers Drag. I did the Virus Drag. Here's Waller's Vipers Drag. Why not? The Viper's Drag. If you knew how to do a drag, I hope you did that. Whatever you're doing, have a good time. I know I am. And it's great to be, well, anywhere, I guess. But great to be here with you virtually. Never thought I'd say that. All right, I'm going to try and get two more in my short time. I think I can. This one is a great one by George Botsford called Sailing Down the Chesapeake Bay, one of those old great ragtime tunes. It's always better to sing when you have wet your whistle. That's what I've done. So here we go. Round the bend, I think I see a steamer here, heading here for this pier, and we can catch it if we hurry. Never fear, it's the old Dominion line. looked pretty as she hugs the shore, heading for Baltimore. See the wheels are turning, feel my heart a yearning. She's the queen of the Chesapeake Bay. Now come on, Nancy, put your best dress on. Come on, Nancy, for the steamboat's gone. Everything is lovely, the silvery moon on the boat for Baltimore. And if we live, we'll all be so now. Come on, Captain, let us catch that boat. We can't swim and miss it, we can't float. Those banjos strumming the good old tune. Up on deck, there's a place to spoon. Everything's lovely beneath the silvery moon. Sailing down the Chesapeake, all aboard for Chesapeake. Sailing down the Chesapeake Bay. One step, maybe a no step, maybe lie down and take a nap. I'm not sure. One more for you. Don't have time to get into it. Google this guy because he has an amazing story. His name was Kansas City Frank. He was Frank Melrose. He hung around Scott Joplin a lot. No, not Joplin, sorry. Jelly Roll Morton a lot. Maybe around Scott Joplin, I'm not sure. I don't think he was old enough. But Jelly Roll, when Jelly Roll was in Chicago, influenced Frank a lot. As a matter of fact, some of the early recordings, when the scholars were just beginning to learn about this stuff, they thought it was Morton doing some forgotten tune. It turned out it was Kansas City Frank. This one's called the Market Street Jive. Take care, everybody. Hope to to see you again. Thanks, Andrew, for putting this together. Bye-bye now.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Learn more about Jeff and his music at jeffbarnhart.com. Check out a couple of his albums, see when he'll be performing next, all of that great stuff. Let's continue on with another group that is actually brand new to this series here. Well, kind of. The pianist has actually appeared before, but he's brought some friends back with him. You'll remember from our May 2020 festival that we brought on Brian Holland to lead off the festivities with our opening festival there. He's also brought back two friends of his, Danny Coots and Steve Pikal, who make up the group called Groovus, and they have come together literally from across the country to record a couple of different selections for you here, and we're really looking forward to featuring them. So without further ado, here's the three-man trio of Brian Holland, Danny Coots, and Steve Pikal with Groovus.
Hi, I'm Danny Coots.
And I'm Brian Holland.
And I'm Steve Pikal.
And together, we're Groovus.
Who?
Groovus.
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 Yes, that's correct.
Crazy.
Hey, you know, we're coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee.
We are.
It's a wonderful place.
I love this place.
I
do
do
too.
Glad to fly in here today.
You did.
They let you fly?
Oh, yes. A beast and all.
Beast
Wow.
and all.
Did you have to check your horns?
Oh, did I ever?
Check your horns at the door.
So we are, we're here for the Peacherine Online Music Festival.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
At least that's what Andrew Green told me.
And you know, you can be anywhere for this, can't you?
Well, when we're proving that now.
Yes, we are.
Because we gotta.
Because we're here and you folks aren't.
Oh, that's
You're
good.
wherever you are.
Yes, I love it.
It's great. So we're going to start with a great tune by Jelly Roll Morton. This is called Grandpa's Spell.
You're
It's
gonna
a good
like
one.
it,
Yes,
sis. You're gonna like this.
It's a good one.
Hey, folks. You know, our next tune is a great tune written by Chris Walters. He's one of our dearest friends here in Nashville. A great musician, a great songwriter. He used to be Barbara Mandrell's music director. What are you yawning about? He was in the great band Alabama. He became this wonderful jazz piano player, and he's an animator. Just one of the most creative people you will ever imagine. He wrote a tune entitled A Danceroo, which is this wonderful Latin tune. He pays tribute to his mother's cooking. He's referring to roux, that you make these wonderful Cajun dishes, and used to be in his household, the thicker, the denser the roux, the more wonderful the sauce was. And that's very true. So sit back and enjoy this great tune entitled A Danceroo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Well, we love playing this kind of music, and we're going to play you now. It's from adult music. It's called Wonderful Ancient World. And it's one of, I don't know if I played it from the
Man, we can't understand you. Take off that mask.
Oh. This is a great tune called Abdul Ibrahim's Water from an Ancient Well.
Give me those. This is Abdullah Ibrahim's Water from an Ancient Well.
Hey, Coots.
Yeah.
We got one more tune to do.
That's right, and we're going to do a Beatles tune.
Hey, good idea.
Let's do When I'm 64.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
But you know what?
What's
when
that?
this came out in 1967,
Yeah.
I was just 10 years old.
Only 10?
Yeah.
I was 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It is so
when it came
cool.
out, and I thought, when I'm 64,
Yeah,
man,
that's a
I
long
want to be
time from
really
now.
old.
Me
then.
too.
Yeah,
I
sure,
can feel
sure.
it now.
But you know what? This is still a
What's
great
that?
tune,
Oh, look,
and I
play
can't
it.
wait to play it.
We-
I
we
believe me,
better hurry.
I can't
Quick,
wait to
quick.
play it.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. Great to have you on the stream here. Although we might want to keep an eye on them. They're a little bit trickstery. We'll see what happens here. Well, we're almost to the end of our program, which means that we have one more act coming up, and wouldn't you know it, if the Peacherine Ragtime Orchestra had a stream, we better close the stream with the Peacherine Ragtime Orchestra. Now, as many of you know, last month, or actually a couple months ago now, we did a fundraising campaign for a program called Peacherine Stage and Screen Spectacular. The idea being we would be able to get the orchestra together in one place, record a whole new program of great American popular music, some silent movies as well. And with your financial support, we were able to make that happen. So a huge thank you to all of you who believed in us and donated to make this program reality. We are currently editing all of it together, which is why I'm in a little more comfortable clothes. I have to get back up to editing as soon as this stream is done here. So thank you so much for all your support. We figured we're going to give you a little bit of a preview of this program. This program is going to be released first to performing arts organizations who are licensing the program, as well as to our backers who help make this happen. So if you run a ragtime festival, an early jazz festival, a music program, performing arts organization, that sort of thing, and you'd like to license the whole 60-plus minute program for us, email us at info@peacherineragtime.com. That way we can make sure that this great program gets out to your audience. And then probably later in 2020 or early 2021, we'll have the stream available for purchase through the Peacherine website or another platform, hopefully very soon. So we'll give you more information once that's available on that. But in the meanwhile, though, we're going to feature a couple of pieces from that brand new recording, filmed in 4K at one of our absolute favorite venues, Salisbury University, just a few weeks ago. So here it is for all of your listening and viewing pleasure, a brief clip from Peacherine's Stage and Screen Spectacular.
Hey there, folks. My name is Andrew Green, and this is the Peacherine Ragtime Society Orchestra. In the 1900s, teens, and 20s, the nation was captivated by both the syncopated sounds of ragtime and the vivacious visuals of silent films. Entertainment had never been so grand, so accessible, and so new. Today, as we step back over 100 years, we invite you to sit back, relax, and experience an America that for the most part has come to exist in the far fringes of memory.
But say, I've got an idea for a song.
An idea? What is it?
King Chanticleer. Reminds me of my childhood growing up on the farm. The cows, the pigs, even that dang rooster that used to wake us up every morning.
And that's a fond memory?
Well, no, it's actually more of a foul memory. Oh, come on, what do you say, Andrew? This piece has it all. Great rhythms and melody, a strong backbeat, and all the chickies back home think it's exceptionally good. Oh, plus, your drummer gets to make embarrassing animal noises throughout the whole thing. It's poultry in motion.
I'm on board for anything that makes fun of our drummer.
Well, I've got a better idea, actually. Let's bring Miss Karen Vincent out here, and let's take this song to the next level.
What's the plan here?
Well, little did you know, Karen has had quite the success on stage with her trained chicken, Lady Frittata, and they'd be the perfect fit for this number.
All right, fellas, let's get clucking.
sun begins to rise and you see the light in the eastern skies, you'll hear a rooster crow. No doubt you've often wondered why, if you've wakened by his morning cry, the truth you ought to know. Out in the barnyard where all is still, each day at dawn comes the call so shrill, it echoes back from the neighboring hill. I am King Chanticleer. When his mighty voice is heard, then every farmyard beast and bird you'll notice will appear. Then comes a sight that makes you stare. Answering calls come from everywhere. See all the animals gather there to pay homage to their king. Round the barnyard goes the mighty cavalcade, gorgeously arrayed, see them on parade. All the animals assemble there as the break of day draws near. All the crickets, bees, and birds upon the wing all commence to sing. Hear the chorus ring, all their voices raise, and they acclaim the praise of Chanticleer.
Well, that was quite a lot of fun. Had a great bounce to it, too. Just like this next number from
Andrew, I've just received an urgent telegram from Western Union.
What is it, Bill?
Well, hang on, let the tension build. I've got to get it out of my pocket. All right. Someone has stolen all the toilets from the downtown police station. Police say they have nothing to go on.
Bill, when you were little, did the nurse drop you on your head?
Oh, no. We were too poor to have a nurse. My mother had to do it.
Ugh.
Jeez. Actually, Andrew, I have a complaint to file with you. It's about some of the music we're doing this evening. It's too old. No one will know what it is. I suggest you do something from 1978. That should be modern enough.
And what piece are you suggesting?
Don't Stop Me Now.
I wish I could.
Tonight I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive, and the world is turning inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy, so don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go wanna have a good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop because I'm having a good time. Don't stop, yes, I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload like an atom bomb about to explode. I'm burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm coming at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm coming at the speed of light. Oh, I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Yeah, I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now if you wanna have a good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop because I'm having a good time. Don't stop, yes, I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all.
And there you have it, folks. A preview of Peacherine Stage and Screen Spectacular and the end of our stream tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for our 4th online music festival. We are so happy to be able to bring these performances to you during these interesting times. And we hope that you at home with a beverage of your choice are sitting back, relaxing, and taking it easy this night listening to some great music from the centuries ago. Now, just to let you know, we will not have an online festival next month because we're actually helping to produce one. Peacherine has been contacted by the great folks at the West Coast Ragtime Society to help put on their virtual West Coast Ragtime Festival, which will be airing the weekend before Thanksgiving. So please make sure to check that out. Dates and information will be on the screen for you. We can't tell you what's going on with it just yet, but there's going to be some great surprises in store, and we're very happy to be helping out Virginia Titchener and her team on the board at the West Coast Ragtime Festival. So check that out. We're looking forward to being a part of that. We'll hopefully have something in December. We'll keep you posted on our YouTube channel as well as on Facebook and our social media. Make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe to Peacherine's YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, sign up for our email list at peacherineragtime.com. You can also sign up for our email list on our Facebook page. That way you'll be up to date on all of the great things that Peacherine is up to with all of our upcoming streams, performances, etc. And of course, as we mentioned before, if you're able to contribute right now to help support the artists who performed on the stream, we greatly appreciate it. Our Venmo, PayPal, and Fractured Atlas links are up on the screen so you can make a donation. If you donate through Fractured Atlas, it is considered tax deductible. So if you are able and willing to do that, we greatly appreciate your support. If you don't want to send in a contribution online, but would rather do so by check, we can also accept checks on behalf of the artists. Please send any checks to PRSO. Write the check to PRSO. And then the memo line, put it as October stream, and then mail the check to our address, 622 Bellerive Court, Arnold, Maryland, 21012, USA, and we'll make sure that any funds from this will be shared with the participating artists. And of course, if you're not able to donate during this time, we totally understand. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We just ask that you share this music with your friends, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, of course, linking to our website or our various YouTube channels of all the performing artists tonight. That would be greatly appreciated. We love getting this music out there and performing for you. And while we'd much rather be performing in a concert hall, a church, or another local venue near you, online will have to do for right now. So thank you again for spreading the word for us. If you do have future requests for anything that you'd like to see on our streams, or of course have the orchestra or other artists perform, let us know. You can email us at info@peacherineragtime.com. Send us a little note. Let us know what you enjoyed on the stream with artists you might like to see in a future program, that sort of thing. We'll definitely take all of those into account as we continue plugging forward during these interesting times. And we hope that we'll be seeing you in a concert hall very soon. A quick heads up, Peacherine actually does have 2 public performances at the end of this year. December 19th, we will be in Newberry, South Carolina at the Newberry Opera House. And then December 20th, we'll be in Lynchburg, Virginia at the Academy Center for the Arts in downtown, performing our signature Christmas program, Christmas at the Silent Movies. More information on those programs are on our website, peacherineragtime.com. You'll be able to go to the websites of those venues, buy your tickets, and then check out what great things we have up there. We also do have some tours that are planned for the spring of 2021. Again, our programs are a lot more limited because of COVID, but we are still looking forward to doing a little bit of limited traveling, performing out in the community for you very soon. And of course, as we mentioned, our virtual program will be available for streaming sometime later this year or early in 2021 as well. So in the meanwhile, friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you so much.